When designing this model, I had one original idea in mind. What would Thomas look like with guns? Or more, what if Thomas was militarized or put in a World War II-like scenario? I also know there were no actual E2s that were militarized during World War II, but like, Thomas didn't serve in World War II either. I mean, that movie never really came out, so I mean, like, it doesn't really matter, I can do what I want. I started first by using a Dremel tool to put the bullet holes on the side of Thomas. Both sides have 4 bullet holes, but I wanted to spread them out a little bit more and not have them in the same place to be a little bit more realistic. I used black paint to fill in the bullet holes, and then brown rustic weathering powder to give them a more authentic look. I followed the same process with black weathering powder and a little bit more of the rustic brown weathering powder around the body, and sealed it in with a coat of matte clear. I also guess it's worth noting that I painted this part in here black, but everybody normally does that because Bachmann's lazy and doesn't do it themselves. When designing Thomas, I had the idea of a World War II Jeep in mind, rather than that of an actual tank or something like that. So on the back of Thomas, I not only added another bullet hole, but also different miscellaneous parts that are reminiscent of that of a Jeep. Featured on Thomas is an actual Jeep wheel that I painted blue and weathered to match the body, as well as a gas can and a spare gear. It also wouldn't be right if Thomas didn't have a way to defend himself, so I decided to put a .50 caliber on the top right part of his cab, that I also weathered again to match the body. On the front of Thomas, I decided to fit another gas can, just as a spare I guess, as well as an old headlamp that I had, as I felt it just kind of matched the aesthetic that Thomas had. I put a little bit of black weathering powder just on his face to match that overall grimy look, and with another coat of matte clear, Thomas was done. I know the tools that I put on Thomas are not fitting for that of an E2, or let alone a tank engine, but I imagine Thomas is more of a support role rather than that of an armored train. I figured the tools that he has are for other vehicles that he's supporting in combat. Because of this, I am totally making an armored train though. He's just not done yet, so you are gonna have to wait for that. Now that he's complete, I'm beyond happy with how Thomas actually turned out. I've always been interested in the history of World War II, and imagining Thomas in that was definitely fun. So much so that I am not kidding, I have started making a whole fleet. Sodor is about to be armed to the teeth, and whenever everything opens back up, I can't wait to take him to a train show. I'm sure he'll definitely turn some eyes. To see updates and even more of these models, follow me on Instagram at itstrainboy. I keep up with the work I do there a lot better and totally had the link in my channel info wrong, but it's fixed now, I promise. Hopefully you guys like this custom model and the ones that are coming after it as much as I do. Trust me, it became an obsession and I have a lot planned now. And thank you all again for watching. I'll do my best to post more model work on YouTube, especially as projects are completed, but for now, hopefully you guys enjoyed my World War II style Thomas.
I have no will. Oh, you made your kill 'cause you took advantage of me.